hand over this topic to Chrixy to further discuss the social media workshop.
Hi everyone, happy Monday. So I'm just gonna share my screens and let get this ball rolling. I have prepared an outline for you guys. So I actually copied Danica's awesome notes from the first workshop that we had about overview and marketing, where we talked about lead generation, brand strengthening, and of course the active versus the passive marketing, which I will every now and then go back to or note again. So first off, this second session, just to level off with you guys, will be focused on social media. And then we'll talk about newsletters and emails on the following workshop. So when we talk about social media, at least on my experience so far, whenever I do social media for real estate agents, these are 4 major goals that I usually put or drill into my mind. So I make sure that everything I do and everything I produce will be anchored into the goal. So things you can do in social media is, of course, number 1, connect with your potential clients. Number 2, build your brand. And of course, when you're building your brand, you should also establish yourself as a local expert. Take note of the word local expert. So we have to make sure that they see you as someone they can run to, because of course, most of your potential clients will be in your sphere and within the vicinity of where you're living. So you have to make sure that you're someone they can talk to about local neighborhoods, local events, and stuff like that, which we will talk about later on. And of course, promote your businesses, services, and properties, since we're in the real estate industry. So these 4 goals are usually my questions. So if I create a content, will this build my brand? If I create a content, will this establish me as a local expert? If I post something, or if I plan to post something, is this going to connect me with potential clients? So these are questions we should be asking when we do something about social media. So of course, we know a lot of people who do social media and ask virtual specialists to do their social media for them. And most of the scheduled posts that we see are motivations. That's cool. That's fine as well. You can also definitely create generic contents, which will help you be consistent in making sure that you have new content to provide, new value to provide. But going deeper, we can definitely level that up, which we'll talk about. So before I jump into the social media focus, I want to highlight Emily and Gio. Thank you for answering our assignment, because of course we always have to go back to the first thing that I said. Active marketing is the key to your business. So I needed to know what 3 marketing strategies you do for your active marketing. So let's check, for example, for Emily, she does attend webinars and events. So you already mentioned, of course, John also has a lot of events, and we see him posting about those in his Instagram. So that's exactly an active marketing, and making sure that your passive marketing is carrying over what you do in your active marketing. So when we say that your active marketing is attending events and webinars, what do you think would be the passive marketing, or what can you do to make sure that you utilize your passive marketing? Any idea? When you do your events and webinars, what should be the next step? What should be the ideal thing that you do so you make sure that you're marketing properly or utilizing your platforms? I'm definitely sure you're doing this already. Go ahead.
Emily said post on social media.
Yes, definitely. But what kind of posts are you gonna do?
I mean, I'd like to do a lot of stories constantly, because it's not like you're not married to it. You can kind of put stuff up, you could take it down, you could do whatever you want, and not like it's not permanent unless you make it permanent and save it to your highlight. So sometimes if I go to an event and I post like 10 stories and I get good feedback, I'll then highlight the entire 10 stories to make it into a highlight, so that if people want to look back at it in the future, like the Malago event that I just went to, I may make like a highlighted story up top so that people could look back at it a year or 2 from now.
Yeah, you can make folders so that it's going to be available for everybody to go back to, right? So that's one thing.
Yeah.
Thank you, John. And having a lot, like 10 posts, is actually not something that I usually do. But yes, that's definitely a level up to what I usually do. But when I have my clients attend events and webinars, um usually 5 or 6, but I ask them to make sure that there's value in what they post. So I'm sure John, number one, showed that people he was enjoying. Number two, showed that he's touching base with a lot of people and networking, forming genuine relationships. And I'm definitely sure you also posted some aha moments or things that you noticed, your observations, things that you learned, especially if it's a webinar or a seminar. Like, what are the values that you got that you also want to share to others? So that's something that you can do when you attend events and webinars. Do it the level that John is doing it. Post 10 stories and then get a lot of stuff in there. And if people like it, then you can create a folder from it. But you have to make sure that at least maybe 3, 4 of those stories, you provide value to others. Because of course, going back to the goals, we want to establish you as a local expert, and we want you to connect to other people. And one of the things that attract people is, number one, seeing you have fun, and then number two, seeing content that you provide. So if you want them to go back to your profile, they have to be like hungry for something new to look at or something like that, if you're getting my point. Next thing is definitely directed to what John said. Get out and talk to people. So I saw that Gio and Emily's active marketing includes SMS, so texting people, cold calling, and email follow-ups. Those are effective ways to get in touch with people. So those are effective ways to form genuine relationships. Those are effective ways to actually get to know the people who can be potential clients of yours. So when you get experience, like having conversations, you definitely get something out of those. So some of the ideas that I usually get, or some actual things that actually happen when my clients get in touch with the people, especially if they're past clients or potential clients, they find out about things that they can celebrate. Like if it's an incoming a wedding anniversary or house anniversary, if one of their children actually like graduates into high school or college. So get information like those and then ask for their approval if you can celebrate those wins for them. It's showing, just like John always says, don't share just to like attract clients. Like, genuinely get to know the people, genuinely ask people how they are, genuinely listen to the stories of the people, and genuinely celebrate the big wins that they have or even small wins that they have. And from those genuine relationships, you can go to the next level and then post about it. So when you do get out and talk to people and you have coffee, maybe you can post a photo of yourselves having fun and then thank them for their time, acknowledge what their stories were. So some of the things that, like, since you're talking to people about their life and you form relationships and friendships, you get to know what they like as well. So you can follow up, and if they like golf, do you want to play golf with me? So there are multiple pros when you go out and talk to people and get in touch with them as your active marketing. And your passive marketing will be to highlight their success, highlight, of course, if you get testimonials from them, ask their approval if you can post it. You will know their birthdays, you will know their anniversaries. So definitely calendar it and then touch base with them on those information. I definitely assure you that they will feel like they're not just your client, they're actually people you care for. And when people trust you like that, if somebody asks them for like who can help us with real estate needs, you're going to be the first person that they think of. So that's how you build a referral network. That's how you make sure that one transaction will not end in that transaction. Because when you form genuine relationships in that one transaction, it's going to grow because they are going to definitely refer you. But if you just like finish the transaction and never touch base with them again, then that's going to end it. That's going to end at that. So when you post testimonials, you also showcase your expertise and then build trust with potential clients. And then when you share success stories that you help people reach their goal, find their dream home and stuff, this can also showcase your expertise in the real estate realm. So next, I saw that a lot of you plan to do newsletters and emails. So that's something that's interesting because I'm gonna focus on that on the next workshop. But just to touch a little bit on that, whenever you do newsletters or whenever you send any email on a regular basis, all of the information that's in your email should also be posted in your social media, just to make sure that you're utilizing all of your time and effort. And of course, if you already created and researched for that email, then post it on social media as well. So some ideas for newsletters would be content like sharing industry insights, but make sure that you also input a little bit of your, okay, so this is what's happening in the market, and I think, etc., etc. So based on your expertise, how can people like take advantage of the situation or something like that? And then showcase your properties, of course, so that they'll know their options. Promote your services. What services do you offer? What specific things will they get from you if they hire you or partner with you? Share local news and local events. You can also share recommendations, because if you want you to be established as the local expert, then recommend what restaurant should they go to. For example, I actually got curious when Gio and Emily said that they went to the first 3D house printed. Is this the one, like in New York?
Oh, it
Or
looks just like that. It's in Islandia.
Oh, Islandia. Okay. So,
Yeah.
well, there are a lot of 3D printed houses.
Oh, it's built by, yeah, Fernando just said it's built by the same person. So that's exactly what the house looked like. Yes.
Okay, perfect.
See how big the windows are, John? They're huge.
See, so that got me curious. So if you share something like that in your social media and your email, that's gonna get clicks from people. Like, this is the first time that I actually knew. I actually found out that there are 3D printed houses. So share information like that, educational content like that. That's gonna get interest, and that's gonna start conversations. So I hope you did a post, Emily and Gio, about your experience there, and you had a lot of insights, like this is gonna be hard to repaint or something like that. So you can provide insights like those, and then you're helping people, you're getting interest, and you can start conversations in those kinds of posts. So whatever you're doing in your week, whatever you're sharing in your wins of the week, that's something that you can post on social media, and that's something that you can use in your newsletter. So as you're writing this down, and Danica is writing it for you actually sometimes when she does the minutes of the meeting, just copy paste those and then plan those ahead as a content. So everything you need is actually already there. You just have to time block it and put effort to do those content in social media. And you guys are very active and you do a lot of things, so I'm sure you're never gonna run out of content. So the two platforms that I focused on are Facebook and Instagram. If you want to talk about other things like LinkedIn and TikTok, I'm not good at TikTok, but I will do my best. If you want to talk about things like that, then just let Danica and I know, and then maybe we can schedule another workshop on that. But for now, let's talk about Facebook and Instagram. So for Facebook, as far as I understood it, you guys have individual profiles. So we're not asking you to create business pages for your individual self yet, right? So when we talk about pages, it's just going to be the McSherry team that Danica and her team are going to handle. So any post, any content on the McSherry team will be handled by Danica. But for your personal profiles, it's going to be an individual effort, correct? Is that right, Danica?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So for your personal profile, I do have a favor, and it's going to be in the assignment. Can you also share those profiles with us so that we can support you and like your post, and then double check and be accountable if you don't post for like 2 whole months? Then we're going to ask how you are, because you definitely you definitely need to have something up posted in your in your Facebook profile, not just your Instagram. So we can have those links in there so we can check it for you, but not like on a daily basis, maybe like every other 2 weeks and stuff. And then we can see how you guys are doing. And then if you need inputs If you need some masterminding on what content to post, you can definitely arrange that during one of these accountability meetings. That's the beauty of having a team. You don't have to do it alone. So your personal profiles won't have to it's all yours. Like you can take care of the content that you're going to be posting. We can have suggestions for you, but it's going to be all up to you. And definitely we need to talk about branding, consistency on branding, but let's save that for another conversation. And then the McSherry team, that Danica and I need your help to build beautiful content for the McSherry team for the business pages. Actually, one of the reasons why we're pushing you to post updates on your personal profiles is because whatever you post in your personal profile, we will be posting in the page because it's the team page. We need to let people know who you guys are. They need to know what your likes are, what your hobbies are, what your expertise are, what you're doing, so that we can like generate interest in the team. So we need individual updates and then we can post it in the page, the McSherry team page. And maybe Danica can get share some updates with us like in the next few accountability meetings. And then you also have groups, which is always an opportunity or a potential thing that we can do. And then ads. Ads is a little bit advanced for me. It's an expertise that people like learn for a lot of months. I can handle ads, but if you want to like really utilize all of the investment that you have on ads, it's a really intricate and complex skill. But we can talk about that in one of the meetings. It's not going to be enough time if we talk about that now, because ads, one of the keys in ads would be segmentation and targeting the correct audience. And how you get those audience is another conversation. And then how you target, how you message, or how you package the message so you can tap on those audience is also another matter. So it's a lot of different complex topics and skill set that you need to understand. But you have at least we know that there's another step or another potential that we can tap into when we talk about Facebook. So Facebook, again, to recap, has personal profiles, which you all have as an individual, and then the business page, which Danica handles, and two other future possibilities will be groups and running ads. So in Facebook, some of the simple things that actually have big impact is utilizing your profile or utilizing your page. And how do we do that? Just change your cover photo and like put a little bit of information in the lower part, like you're a real estate agent. If you don't want to put that, just put the contact information or put what you believe in, your motto or something like that. And then change your photo every now and then, like every holiday, I guess, but make sure that it's constantly changed and that you have information offered in your cover photo and even your profile photo. So I'm not pushing you to change both, but at least one of those. And then you have to make sure that you feature what you do in your bio, and do not forget to put your contact information. Some people aren't comfortable putting their information publicly, but that actually sometimes helps so that they can directly contact you if they're interested to partner with you or get your services or something. And then when you post, of course, you have to update them about the business side of things as well as the personal side of things. I mentioned in the previous workshop that people need to trust you, like people need to like you as a person before they like you as a real estate agent. So they have to know that you have likes, similar likes, similar hobbies, similar values, similar goals before they trust you with their real estate dreams and goals and real estate what do you call this, plans. So you don't have to fully post everything and all the time about business. You should also post about your personal life. For example, John, I see a lot of posts when he's having fun with his son. So that's something that will get fathers as well to trust him. So if you also have like other likes, if Gio loves dancing, if Emily loves TikTok, like things like that, post those as well, like having fun. If Fernando is into cars or like what do you call that, DIY, when you do carpentry or something like that. So post about those as well, because you will get people who like doing those too. So your personal hobbies, your personal values, and then your business. Regularly update your socials, and that's gonna have an impact in your business. You will see. When you post and when you share content, always understand that engagement is gonna like bring you the it's gonna take you home run, because if you post and then people comment and then you don't reply back, then all of your efforts are gonna be wasted. When you see any comment, when you see any message, you have to reply to them. And we call this in marketing as the golden hour. You should not let 24 hours pass by without replying to them, because the interest is gonna get lower as time goes by. So if you can reply to them on a very fast manner, that's gonna be a better option. So engagement is key for you to build a strong presence on Facebook. So the best pages, the best profiles that perform really, really well are people who reply to the comments, who engage to the messages, who engage to the people. And sometimes you don't even need to wait for them to come to your profile. When you do your social media, when you like scroll through, connect with the people. The algorithm of Facebook is made like this. If you like comment or you like someone's page or someone's post or someone's profile, or like a post or a photo, there will be a couple of like times that you will also show in their what do you call that, in their wall. So the more you engage with people, the more people are seeing what you're also doing. So it's a side by side effort. And then, as I've mentioned, ads can be a powerful tool for targeting specific audiences based on demographics, interests, and behaviors. So the targeting is just the first part. The second part will be proper messaging to get those audience interested. So one other proven tactic in engaging in Facebook is actually in groups. So I'm sure you join real estate groups, and hopefully it's New York real estate groups. When you see people asking, like asking for tips, asking for help, asking for recommendations, it's gonna pay off if you reply. You're the expert, you know what the answers would be. If they're asking like, for example, if these are first-time home buyers, what are 3 tips that you can give me if I'm looking for this and that? Reply to them without selling yourself. Just give value. Reply to the people who are in need of your help, and that's going to be a really good engagement activity. So whenever you check your Facebook or your Instagram and you see someone in need of help, just comment if you're capable of helping them, and that's gonna give back to you, because in terms of engagement, they're gonna see your content, and at the same time, people are gonna see that you're giving value to people. People are gonna see that you're helping other people, and that's gonna generate interest on you. So it's a proven tactic. When you ask lead generation experts, one of their favorite platforms would be Facebook groups, because Facebook groups is where people ask, like they're not afraid to ask stupid questions in Facebook groups, because that's why they join the group, and that's where you'll find people who are in need, and that's how you're going to provide value, how you're going to provide help without expecting anything, because in the long run, when it compounds, it's going to help you. So for Instagram, it's basically the same, but for Instagram, you have to make sure that you're careful and you're aesthetically corroborated, or like it's aesthetically collated. Instagram is a very visual platform, and when people see that your Instagram is a little messy or it's a little too text heavy, they lose interest. So Instagram should be very visual. I like how John used it. When I tracked back, he was just sharing, like he was driving to a next appointment and then it was traffic, and then he took a video of himself explaining that he has a busy day, he's very excited about it, just showing off the energy in a normal occurrence, like you're just driving to your next appointment, it's traffic, or I think there was a stoplight, and then he shared that these are the next places that I'm gonna go to and stuff like that. And since Instagram is really active and it's really visual, videos really help a lot. So like taking videos, and maybe if Gio and Emily had photos of that 3D house, like selfies with that 3D house, it's gonna generate as I've mentioned, interest, because not everyone is aware of how 3D houses are made. So things like that. But for example, in Facebook, it's not necessary that you post a photo. It's gonna be a plus, but it's not necessary. But for Instagram, it's required that you have aesthetic video or aesthetic photos that you can share. Instagram is specifically stories. It's a good way for you to share behind the scenes of your business, of your activities. If you're gonna host open houses, like what are you doing 5 minutes before people come in? Like fun stuff like those. Or if you're bored, or if you have meetings, what are you doing while waiting for example, for Jeff, who is always late, like things like that. So share the behind the scenes.
Nah, you wrote the joke. Can you, Danica, make sure that you put that in the minutes, all right, and hide and bold that so Jeff could read it.
Like things like that. Or maybe you can just having fun without Jeff getting what do you call that, offended. Like 5 things that you've already listed you always do while waiting for Jeff. Oh, have fun like that. And if it's Instagram, post something about
Typical.
yeah,
Typical.
like your coffee is already out and Jeff is still not there. If it's Facebook, just
That's
so
funny.
have fun. Social media is also
Yeah.
a platform of having fun while doing your business. So best
Wait,
practices, same.
Quick comment,
Go ahead.
and not to interrupt. I think it'd be funny if we did that, and then Jeff came in with a firefighter outfit. I'm like, guys, what? Like, I'm busy here, guys. Come on,
You can
That'd be
create
so
skits like that. I love that. Like if you have time,
content.
maybe you
Typical.
can create skits like that. I love that. Like the
Nice.
firefighter costume.
Yeah.
I swear.
Jeff's always late, but he has a good reason. You know, he's out saving lives.
And
So
being,
like,
being a
How's that?
firefighter is an advantage actually if you
Right.
want to show it in Instagram. Like people love aesthetic or like active jobs like that. So you have someone real life in your team. So you can use that as an advantage or as a pro. And then one more thing, for Facebook, if it's Facebook groups where you can engage and like connect with people, for Instagram, you can actually follow successful profiles and then see the conversations that's happening in the comment section. And then if people are asking help in the comments section, you can also provide value in there. So for Facebook, it's groups. For Instagram, you have to follow successful profiles and then comment section for the engagement. So as a summary, the general tips would be optimize your social media platforms. You use high quality visuals, and then make sure that you post regularly and consistently. And I have something to share to you guys as a hack. If you're running out of content, you can actually search in Google, for example, real estate, New York. And then you'll see people also ask, check this side of it. And then are New York real estate prices falling? And then if you click it, it expands, right? So click it a couple of times and then you'll get a lot of questions. And then copy paste all of those questions, like how much does it cost to buy an apartment in New York? Answer that. That's already a content. You'll never run out of content. And these are questions people are actually asking. So people are going to be interested to hear what you have to say. Like, is moving to New York worth it? Share your experience. If you actually moved to New York, was it worth it? So Google is your best friend if you want to generate content. And it's simple as, if you don't want to create graphic, then just take a video of yourself answering the question, why is real estate so cheap in New York? Is it really cheap in New York? So things like that.
Absolutely not.
See, so questions like this that I saw someone asking in Google, are New York real estate prices cheap? Then you can answer absolutely not. And
You
then
know what? Not to cut you off, I think that's actually interesting. What if we did something like, why is New York City so cheap? And then we just show reasons why, and actually we show how you can make more money by living in New York City. Like, we actually show the opposite somehow. Like, it's not really about what you save, it's about what you make.
Mhm.
So have your own twist. into
Opportunity
that.
cost. Sorry.
Yes.
Okay.
So
That's actually a good
we
idea.
will have this in the minutes of the meeting, and this can be an activity for you guys. And it's not gonna stop as soon as you scroll, so I don't think you're gonna run out of content. So that's a hack that I found while I'm studying for social media. And then of course use hashtags strategically. Make sure that you use local hashtags, because if you use just real estate, there's millions of posts. But if you use NYC real estate, then it's gonna be filtered to just New York City content, and it's gonna help you fight the clutter online because there's so much content already, and hashtags can help you like be one of the highlighted content in a specific locality. Of course, engage with not just your followers but potential followers. So engage with people in groups and in Instagram comments. And then when you do your active marketing, like SMS, getting in touch with people, having your coffee, use that user generated content to share. So these are usually testimonials or like questions, experiences that you've had or people have had with working with you and stuff. And then always provide value with educational content when you're doing your post. And this is actually something that I'll jump into the use live videos. As I've mentioned, people are like goldfish nowadays. So if they don't see anything moving, they lose interest. So if you can use videos, more often, I mean, then that's gonna be a good a good practice.
I've never heard people being referred to as goldfish.
I mean, goldfish has like 3 seconds.
I like that. Yeah.
Right? Like they
Attention
have,
span, right?
yeah, the attention span is
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So people are like goldfish nowadays, so make sure that you
Yeah.
provide active and
Yes.
fun content. So I will end
That is
with
so true. Okay.
collaborate with local businesses or strengthen your partnerships with your businesses. I know a real estate coach, and one of my favorite things that he said is that you actually get anyone in real estate, agents or transaction coordinators or anyone involved in the transaction, you have the chance to change a lot of lives. He put it that way, in that level, because for example, when you do one transaction, how many people do you need to contact? How many people do you actually talk to? You have your clients, the buyers or the sellers, you have the vendors. Just a while ago, you were mentioning something about the pooling system needed to be fixed. So you need a vendor for that. Photos needed to be taken, so you need a photographer for that. You have a lot of people you connect with in just one transaction. And for example, if you genuinely care about that person and you form genuine relationships with those person, then that you can have an impact on them. So in simple senses, you can just share or thank them, acknowledge them as a vendor. So do vendor spotlights or partner highlights and stuff like that. But on a deeper level, if you connect with them as a human being and you actually help them with what they need, then you are changing lives of a lot of people. So that's how he put it. And I actually really like that. So for the assignment, I just added a sheet in here. It's very simple. Just put your social media links for Instagram and Facebook. And then if you already have Facebook groups that you frequent, it has to be about real estate. Okay. So if you have Facebook groups that you frequent, just share those links and then make sure that you engage with that group at least once a week. And then for the Instagram, links of Instagram influencers that you want to check out for you to engage in the comment section. So I will ask Danica's help again for following up on this. And that's the end of my social media workshop. Yay. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. That was amazing. A lot of good ideas there. I really appreciate that. And we should really have a brainstorm sometime of really content that we could create. And this kind of just helped the light bulb go off for me. Like if we could all create like informational content like this, and that's either fun or witty or educational or entertaining, we're going to get a lot more business. It's just the way it works. So thank you.
Actually, if the workshop, like I have 3 workshops, right? Maybe somewhere in the next following months, rather than having workshops, let's have masterminding sessions. Like
I like that.
Yeah.
And then maybe
all of the ideas.
and then maybe we
on the
could
table.
And then maybe we could each walk away with like 3 to 5 topics that we're going to either talk about or type about, however we want to communicate the message. But I think if we all start putting out messaging, we're going to really build our individual brands together. So thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. I've learned a lot today, so I hope everyone does. So, do you have any questions so far with regards to the discussion? Or any additions that you would like?
All set.
Yeah. I shared the notes to Danica, so she'll just attach it to the
Yes.
Make sure to highlight the Jeff being late notes, all right?
Just edit it because I did it like include things like those.
So I guess that's it for today. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining the team meeting today, and I hope everyone learned a lot from this workshop because I've learned a lot from this. So I guess
Thanks,
that's it for
guys.
today. We'll see each other again next week.
Have
on
a happy
Monday.
week. Bye.
Awesome.
Ladies, ladies.
Thank you all. Great job,
Thank you.
everyone. Have a great week. We'll talk soon.
Awesome.
Thank you.
All right,
Bye for
bye-bye.
now.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Danica,
Yes, sir.
asan mo